My name is Tommy Crane. I'm with the City of Radcliffe Fire Department, and we are here at Woodland Elementary today. We go to each of the schools in our area to just talk about fire prevention. It's very important to educate people so that hopefully they don't have to see the big trucks with the lights and siren at their house. Basically, when we come to the schools, we do 3 or 4 little stations. Let the kids see the firefighters in their gear. Try to explain to them, that we're not big and scary, that we're there to help them. We also kind of explain what the gear does for us, protects us. This year we have our fire safety house that was purchased totally through donations, and it allows the kids to actually physically practice their own fire escape plan. Kind of makes it fun and interactive, but also teaches them at the same time. And then we also have a station where we allow them to go to the truck and kind of walk around, see the tools, get to climb in, check things out. So it's a day where instead of having to see us in an emergency, they get to see us in a little bit more relaxed setting, and gives them an opportunity to just interact with us, and hopefully that we can share some information that could save their lives. Basically, when we go in the house, we're going to stop in each room, we're going to talk about it, and then I'm going to take 2 groups, and then we go in, we'll talk about some fire safety in the kitchen. Then from there we'll go into the living room, and then from the living room you get to practice crawling around, okay? So we want to remember when we're in the kitchen, number 1 rule is always make sure we check with a grown-up, alright? Before we go in the kitchen and start messing with food, cooking anything, it's even better if a grown-up's in there with you, okay? Now, when you're in the kitchen, remember, we don't play around the stove, the microwave, or the oven, alright? Because that food is hot. If you spill any on you, it could burn you, alright? So also remember, if you've got pots and pans, you're cooking stuff on the stove, you've got long handles, turn them away from the edge of the stove so that you don't accidentally bump them and spill that food on you, okay? Another thing to remember is when you're cooking in the kitchen, always stay in the kitchen with your food while it's cooking, okay? Cooking fires are the number 1 cause of house fires in the United States. So, and what happens, a lot of people get to cooking, they go off in another room, and they don't pay attention to their food while it's cooking, alright? So we don't want to leave the food cooking while we're doing something, alright? Stay in the kitchen with it, alright? So, like I said, always check and make sure you have permission from a grown-up before you go in there and start messing around, alright? So we're going to go in the next room, we're going to line up on the wall, and we're going to have a seat. We'll talk about getting out of the house. Now, what we're going to talk about now is what to do if you hear the smoke alarm in the middle of the night, okay? If you hear the smoke alarm start to go off in the middle of the night, I want you to remember, get low and go. Everybody say that?
Get low and go.
Get low and go. Let's hear it again.
Get low and go.
Get low and go, okay? Don't jump up and run out the door. I want you to remember to get low and go. You hear that smoke alarm, you get out of bed, you crawl to the door, you check the door with the back of your hand, okay? Not the palm of your hand, but the back of your hand. Check the door. If the door is cool, then it means it's safe to go. You can crawl out and get out of the house. Go to your meeting place, get out and stay out, and don't take anything with you, alright? The fire department will get your pets and everything like that, okay? We want you to get out quickly and get out safely. So remember, get low and go, get out and stay out, don't take anything with you while you're getting out, and go to your meeting place, okay? Now, if you check the door and you feel the door and the door feels hot, alright? If the door feels hot, you want to keep the door closed. And you're going to go to your window. Your window is your second way out. Now, go to the window, okay? Go to the window and get out if you can, alright? Now, if the window's too hard to open, or you live on the 2nd or 3rd floor, like in an apartment building, alright, then I still want you to stay by the window, because the window is where the firefighters can get you really quick, okay? So we can get you a lot faster if you're by that window. We can get up there with the ladder and we can get you out, alright? Now today we're going to practice get low and go, we're going to practice checking the door, and we're going to practice getting out our window, okay? Now when I sound the smoke alarm, we're going to crawl over to our door back here, and we're going to check it with the back of our hand. We're going to pretend it's hot, okay? So since it's hot, we're going to have to crawl to our window. We're going to do it one at a time, single file. It's not a race, so everybody don't rush, okay? Remember to stay low, okay? Get low and go. And remember to check the door with the back of your hand, and then you crawl to the window. And one at a time so nobody gets hurt, okay? So I'm going to sound the smoke alarm. We're going to start over here. You're going to crawl to the door first, and then everybody follows behind you, okay? Alright, so here we go. You ready? Alright. Remember, it's not a race, so just take your time. check the door. Check with the back of your hand. Now crawl to the window. Check the door. Check the door. There you go. Don't forget to check the door. Wait till the other person's out. Wait till they're out the window. One at a time. Check the door. One at a time. Wait till they're at the top. Hey, hey,
We are firefighters and we put out fires, but do you know what else we do at the fire department?
What?
We help with medical emergencies and we can also help with car accidents. So in this compartment here, we have all of our medical equipment. So if somebody is injured or if they're sick and they call for an ambulance, sometimes the fire department goes too and then we can help them out. So if you see on this door right here, here's the medical symbol. So you always know that that's where we keep all of our medical equipment. Pretty cool, huh? All right, if you come down here, we have some other things in here. We have, you can see, backboards, like a stretcher. If somebody needs to be put onto an ambulance, we can put them on that and carry them in. We also keep fire extinguishers in here because sometimes if we get called to a fire, it might not be a very big fire. We might not need to use the fire hose. It might be a little tiny fire, and we have water right here in this fire extinguisher, and we can use that to put it out. If it is a bigger fire, right here we have these 3 hoses that are already hooked up because inside the middle of the truck we have a giant water tank. It has 750 gallons of water inside. Right, so all these hoses are automatically hooked up to that water. So if we pull up on there's a fire, we just pull the hoses out, we open up the nozzle, and we're ready to go. We're ready to fight the fire right away. But if it's a big fire and we need more than 750 gallons, what do you think we do?
Put more water in it.
We do, we get more water. Do you know where that more water comes from?
On the fire hydrant.
The fire hydrant, that's right. If you look right down there, you can see a fire hydrant down there. We would hook up to one just like that. We have really big hose on the top of the truck, and we take that really big hose, put one end on the fire hydrant, one end over here, and it fills up our water tank, and then we'll have as much water as we need. Because the water department here, they keep those pipes full, and we're always going to have water. Now if you come down here, we have a couple other things. We have lights. Why do you think we might have lights? Yes?
To see.
To see, that's right, because we don't just work during the day. If there's a fire at night, the fire department goes. So we always need to have lights to see. Not only for fighting fire at night, but also sometimes if there's a fire, the electricity goes out. So then we need to be able to see inside the house too. Yes?
If it's a huge fire, you'll already be able to see light from the fire.
You are right about that. But smoke makes it difficult to see. So if the fire goes out and there's still a lot of smoke, we have to be able to see through the smoke. And that brings me to our next equipment. You know what these are? Fans. These are really big fans, and we can use these fans to blow smoke out of a house. But we only do it after the fire's out. Why wouldn't we want to blow a fan if there's fire? Yes?
The fire might spread, and
That's right.
the fire will make more smoke.
Right, because if there's a flame, you never want to blow air on a flame because it's going to make it bigger. But once the fire's out, we can use these to get all the smoke out of the house because you don't want to breathe in the smoke, right? No, because that'll make you sick. All right.
It'll also hurt your lungs.
It will hurt your lungs. It'll burn your lungs, and if you get too much smoke, it could kill you. So you definitely don't want to breathe in the smoke.
Yeah.
Over here, we have some of our tools. We have axes. That's right. Everybody knows firefighters use axes, right? Mm-hmm. We also have something called a Halligan bar, and we put these together, and we can use these for all kinds of things. We can break through doors. We can break through a wall. We can cut a hole in a roof. We can do all kinds of stuff with these tools. So whatever we need to do, we're going to be ready to do it. You come down here, we have more stuff. So we have all these compartments here that pull out with different tools on them. So you see we have more axes, we have sledgehammer. Does anybody know what this might be? You have a guess?
I think it's a rake.
It does kind of look like a rake, but this is something that we can use to break through a wall or a ceiling. Because sometimes if there's a fire, it can travel inside the walls or it can travel up over the ceiling. And so we can use this and we can pull it down, and that way we can get to the fire and we can put it out if it's inside. Over here, big shovels. Yes. Have you ever said say, had a campfire, and then after you put your fire out, you have ashes left behind, right? There might be some debris down there. Well, it's the same thing if there's a house fire. There might be yucky stuff left behind. And so we use these big shovels to scoop it up, throw it outside. We'll break it up, spray it down, and make sure all the fire's out. Make sure there's no fire or embers or anything hiding inside that debris. So, does anybody have any questions about anything that we have gone over or anything about the fire department or the truck? I know somebody has a question. Yes?
How are you gonna go to the roof?
We have ladders.
Yeah, really big ones.
Yes, we have ladders of all different sizes, and then if we need to get really, really way up high, we have a ladder truck. And the ladder truck has a big ladder on top that extends up 75 feet.
What if the fire gets on the door?
If there's a fire in one entryway, then we'll just have to find another way to get into the house. We'll go on a different route, maybe a back door or a window or something like that. Okay, if you want to come around to the back, I'm going to show you the back of the truck. Up here is where we keep some of our ladders that you had asked about. So if we need a ladder, we can pull it out of here. Also up here, behind this tarp is where we have our really big hose. The hose that I said we hook up to the hydrant, that's where we keep that. So if we need it, we just climb up here, because like we have a ladder already set up, we can climb all the way to the top and we can just start pulling it down. We had also talked about how we help on car accidents, and that's what this equipment here is for. Up here we have something that you may have heard called the jaws of life. We call them cutters or spreaders, and so what we can do is hook those up, and if we need to get inside of a car, if somebody's trapped, we can use that equipment to do that. We can either spread metal apart or we can cut metal, kind of like really big scissors. And so we can use that to help somebody get out of a car if they're trapped. This here is what we call cribbing, and we can use that to stabilize a car. So say if a car gets into an accident and maybe it's at an angle and it's a little bit unsteady, we can put that wood under there, and then that'll make it stay in one spot, so while we're cutting it doesn't move, and that helps keep people safe. Yes?
If you couldn't get out of a car, could you still break down a window? Like, if I was stuck in a car, can I break down a window?
Mm-hmm. If we have to, we'll break a window. It's not necessarily going to be our first choice, but if we have to, we will.
What do you have to do when you become a firefighter?
To become a firefighter, well, you have to study really hard in school, and you have to be really good at math. Because one of the things that you have to do is know how much water to put in each hose, and you have to do a lot of math calculations for that. So that's one thing you have to do. There are also college degrees that you could get in fire science, or you just go to the fire department and they will give you all the training that you need. You have to go through hours and hours and hours worth of training to become a firefighter and learn everything that there is to learn about fire science. Any other questions?
How are you going to fit all the firefighters in there?
How do we fit them in? We have seats up front. I didn't show you, but if you open it up, there's enough space in there for everybody to sit. And if we need more firefighters, we bring another truck.
How many firefighters ride in this particular truck?
Normally we have 4 firefighters on each truck.
Can they volunteer at the volunteer fire departments when they get older?
Yes. Yes, Radcliffe is a combination department. So they have paid firefighters who are there all the time, 24 hours a day, and they also have volunteers. So like firefighter Paul over here, he's full-time. He lives at the fire station, every 3rd day, that's where he is. I'm a volunteer, so I come in and I just help out as I'm needed. So if there's a really big fire, that's when the volunteers can come in and add that extra help that the fire department needs. Yes?
What if this fire is outside and it gets on the fire truck?
We won't let the fire get to the fire truck. We'll put it out before it gets there.
Okay. You do it quick.
Yes?
What happens if a person's in their house and the fire comes on? Can they wake up?
If somebody's in their house, they should get out. I'm pretty sure you've probably talked about, if you haven't yet, they'll talk to you about crawling low under smoke and feeling for hot doors and things like that. Everybody should know 2 ways out of each room of their house. So if you can't get out the doorway, you should be able to go out a window, things like that. But if the fire is there and somebody hasn't been able to get out, the firefighters will go in and search for them, and the firefighters will pull the people out. It is very important to have working smoke detectors in your house, because that's going to be your first indication that there's a fire, is the smoke detectors will go off, and they'll be really loud and they will wake everybody up, and that is how you'll get out of the house. But if it doesn't work, then the fire's going to have time to spread. So it's very important that you have working smoke detectors and that you change the batteries so you know they're working and that you test them.
Thank you! All right, let's walk. Hello, welcome to Woodland Elementary School, where this week we have been celebrating Red Ribbon Week festivities, and today's culmination is our door decorating contest. I'm going to do it in quotes, door decorating contest. We have panels set up through our main hallway where boys and girls have featured their door decorating ideas and have shared what their ideas are for living a drug-free lifestyle. So we've got some really cute ones down here. Some of them are scary, some of them are Halloween themed, but we are culminating our Red Ribbon Week activities with our door decorating contest, and I'm really excited to share with the community what it is that they've done. We've got some community members coming in doing some voting on what they feel like is the most original, first place, second place, third place, most creative, and most artistic. So we've got some really fun ones that we'd like for the community to take a look at. Thank you.
I'm Dawn Johnson, a school board member. I've come to Woodland Elementary today to vote on all of the wonderful doors that the kids have created for Red Ribbon Week. I think this is a great exercise for them to help them to visualize certain things and to really start understanding about drugs and the importance of saying no, and just gives them a fun way to express that.
So of the ones you've seen, are you pretty impressed?
They have done a phenomenal job. Really, really good job. They've all done well, and some have even risen above.
Hi, my name is Chris Brannon. I'm a police officer with the Radcliffe Police Department.
And tell me what you're doing here today.
I'm voting on the kids' artwork.
Okay, and what the theme, of course, is don't do drugs.
Sure.
Okay, so why do you think this is important?
Well, it's important at an early age to teach them about drugs. In today's society, they're getting bombarded from every direction with social media, the news, you name it. And it's very important for us to get on this at an early age. And getting them involved through stuff like artwork that gets their mind focused on what we're talking about, I think that's very helpful.
Hi, my name is Eileen Townsend. I'm the school counselor here at Woodland Elementary School. Woodland, along with the other schools in Hardin County, we celebrate and acknowledge Red Ribbon Week because we want to show our kids how important it is at such an early age to understand that things that we enter into our body, like drugs and other sorts of chemicals, will not help us, and so we want our kids to know that at such an early age, that they can grow up knowing that and become great people and healthy individuals.
Hello, my name is Shamika Hardin. I'm the Family Resource Coordinator for Woodland Elementary School. And this week we have been celebrating Red Ribbon Week with our students and staff. This is a really important week because we really try to focus on the importance of prevention and keeping our students on the right path and making good decisions and staying away from drugs and just making good decisions. This week we have invited the DARE officers in to do presentations on prescription drug safety, as well as staying away from nicotine and nicotine products, and just learning how to make good choices and overcoming the peer pressure and stuff. We have also done Red Ribbon Week door decorating contest. Each classroom decorated a door around a Red Ribbon Week theme, and we have invited parents and community members in here to vote for their favorite doors and sort of get our kids proud of how much that they know and they've learned, and just celebrate and invite our community members in to have fun with us. So it's been a fun week, and we've had a really great opportunity to learn some great information as well.